It's Mike with 3G. We're back at Deer Trail. Sorry, my light's flashing there. What the freak? Sorry about that. So what we're doing today is two things. We're looking at where we can possibly draw the moisture out of that bathroom, which this is the back wall of the bathroom in the basement. Good news is we think that we can find a route to exhaust our fan to the outside of the house, and I think that's all going to work fine. So now the second part is trying to figure out how we can first eliminate the mold and then address on how we're going to clean it up and come up with a plan. Typically mold, first thing we do is figure out the source of moisture, which we've fired up the water, which last time I was here we didn't have the water on. But you can see we turned the water on and we ran some tests, and you can see the water splash up right here. You can even see some vegetation growing from the moisture here. But we fired up the system, and we have, let's see if we can get that. You can see it dripping right there. So at minimum we have that. We have some drips coming down the waistline there, and we weren't able to get it to drip, but you can see up where the waistline goes up to the floor, and it's black around the top there. That's a sign that it's been wet. That could be as simple as the wax or seal ring underneath the toilet has been compromised. So I would suggest first thing, because it's an easy fix and it's cheap insurance, is replacing the wax ring. Obviously fixing that guy right there, and then hopefully that would do the trick. We just can't guarantee that's the only thing. I mean, you can look at this elbow here, how it's patinaed on that copper, and which is normal, but it's had some extensive moisture around that copper joint. Whether it's coming from the inside or outside, we just don't know. But at the same time, we can't confirm that it's leaking at this point in time. So moving on to the mold, this back wall doesn't really look like it's serving any kind of purpose. So I think what we would do, this one's easy, we would just take that out, get rid of it. This back wall of the bathroom, the basement bathroom, this is right where the toilet is, right in this area right here on the back side of that wall. We'd have to cut that and get rid of it. There's no way to clean that. It would have to be removed. There's not much left of it. It's deteriorated. Mold typically eats away at wood and sheetrock and all kinds of different substrates, and that drywall is just not gonna make it. So that's got to go. This whole chunk here, I'd say about half of that, maybe a third of that wall on the back side. And I'll bring the video over there, the camera on that side, so I can show you what we're thinking. Now back in this little cavity here, I want to kind of give you a peek at that. So that is the back side of the shower. And you can see this. It's pretty extensive. It leads me to believe that there's some other type of moisture coming in here, and certainly we wouldn't even begin cleanup until we can isolate these leaks and make sure that no moisture is getting in here. But long story short is that, unfortunately, I think those walls are going to have to go as well. It looks like the shower is a prefab shower. Depending on how it was installed, we might be able to salvage it by removing it and then replacing the sheetrock from the other side, just as we would do the bathroom, and then put in the enclosure back. If we can salvage it, we certainly would do that. And as I'm crawling back here, I'm gonna show you something else that is a pretty big concern. Right there, you can see the moisture coming in, the water. On the outside of the house, you have some negative grade. And I believe that the reason why this house is showing signs of movement at the peak of the ceiling, the floor, is this right here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually see a gap underneath the foundation, right? The water is just deteriorating the bottom of that foundation all the way, all the way across. And that's definitely causing some movement. There's some voids in many different places on this back wall here. But I do know for sure that the water is running down the back side of this foundation wall and getting underneath. And in the winter months when it freezes, it's probably putting some pressure on that wall. So I'm going to pause this for a sec and go back upstairs, and I'll show you what we have on the other side. Okay, back on the other side, this is the bathroom. So now that I'm back on this side, I think I've kind of figured out what that cavity is. That cavity is this guy right here. So this wall is that we have the heavy mold on this side of the wall, and then we have the heavy mold going about to the bottom of the countertop. So we'd have to take out, at minimum, move the toilet, take out this piece of sheetrock. We'd have to take the vanity out. I don't see how we're going to get around that. Take the vanity out, take the toilet out, remove that sheetrock. This whole cavity's got to go. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could be helping that mold out. Water can be getting in there. Water can be getting in here. But I mean, I don't know if we could salvage this. There's no way I can guarantee you that. But if we could, we would. With this